My name is Jared. I live on Mercer Island, and I am a happy Guardian customer. So the problem we were having when we first contacted Guardian, we knew that the roof was at its end of life. It was a cedar shake roof. It was probably 30 plus years old. The wood was rotting. We had little plants sprouting out of it. We have a bunch of large trees nearby that drop debris on it. It's very difficult to clear the debris because the north side of the home has about a 5-story vertical drop off of it. So getting up there requires some expertise and equipment that I don't have. It was one of your competitors that mentioned Guardian to me the first time. So the first time that I heard of the brand was one of these guys actually came out, did a full walk around, took measurements, whatever, thought about it and wrote me back and he said, "We're not going to do it." And I said, "Well, what do I do now?" And he said, "I don't know, call Guardian, they'll do it." Guardian really stood out from the other companies we talked to in several ways. So first of all, we could tell start to finish that this was an established company that had a process, that had cross-checks, that had done many jobs before. So first impressions were entirely favorable. So we were able to meet on site. Subsequent meetings we did through Zoom and email. That was our preference because of the pandemic. At all times, all communications were timely, professional, patient. The entire sort of sales and scoping and materials selection stuff, all of that was as close to perfect as you could hope for. So this was a complete demo and replace. There were 4 separate roofs that had to be done. The primary house structure, a small box adjacent to the deck, a separate detached garage structure, and then a garden shed. And it was important to us aesthetically that all of the structures have the same appearance. Like you could tell that they weren't all of the same vintage, and now they all look like they're part of the same property. So not only did we fix the root problem, which was a deteriorated leaking roof, by completely replacing it, including all the plywood under it and everything else, but we also actually improved the overall appearance of the property. And I think it looks better than it ever has. No point, even when they were doing the hardest parts of it, I never thought for a second that they were anything but completely in control of the situation, like executing as a team, looking after each other's safety. There was no reckless cowboy stuff, never at any point. Our experience with all of the folks that we interacted with, pre-sales, construction, demo, materials delivery, cleanup, the inspection after the fact, all of the folks that we dealt with, clearly explained what was going on, communicated well when they were coming and going, communicated project status, asked the right questions. And I think there was definitely a lot of awareness of the fact that at times we had little kids and dogs home, and all of the folks were mindful of that with, materials not dropping off the roof and hitting anything. So everyone took it seriously and did a very professional job. And at all times, everyone in our family felt safe and comfortable with the way the work was being performed. I would wholeheartedly recommend for a neighbor's project or another complex job, the whole process from the first contact with sales all the way through scoping, bidding, revisions, materials selection, and then logistics, like scheduling it. The whole thing worked like clockwork